Hello and welcome back to the Saturday Small Biz Chat. Today I have got the wonderful Angela Smith with me talking all things Voxx life. Now, I'll be honest, Ange, before I met you, I had never actually heard of Voxx life before. So how did you discover it?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, not many people have. It's a newish company. It's based in Canada, and back in June, July 2019, a friend of mine contacted me and said, "I've got something that will help you with your fibromyalgia." I said, "It's socks and insoles," and I said, "Yes, and how on earth could a pair of socks with a pattern help me when nothing else has?" So anyway, she said, "Well, try it. Just try it." So I agreed I'd try it, because why not? And yeah, it helped me. So I decided that I would investigate it a bit more, find out a bit more about the company. Went to a meeting and they did a balance test on me. I was sort of blown away. And the more I got to know the company, the more I realised that it was a great company that was only interested in helping people. And I decided I would join because A, I could get the products at 25% discount, and B, it was giving me a purpose again to help people, because that's what I like doing. So that
That's
was it.
amazing. It's, I mean, I didn't realise they were a Canadian company. That's so,
Yeah.
all this time, there's still things that I'm learning from doing these interviews about, I'm learning different things all the time. They kind of like launched it in the UK. Is it all over the world now, or is it?
No, it's in the company's 6 years old now. It started in Canada and then the US, and then back in 29, well, officially launched in the UK in January 2020. And at that point, there was probably, I don't know, getting on for 1,000 associates had joined, but then we went into lockdown, and then so we,
Yes.
it sort of almost stopped. So we tried to do things online, but so it's still very, very new in the UK,
Yeah.
and it's whether it is 17 million people we can help in the UK. So it's something that is can grow very quickly if we can get the word out.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? Because I know most people are saying, oh, but in lockdown, businesses did great and this, that, and the other. But I suppose with Voxx Life, because it's you do the balance testing and all those kind of things, it's actually
Yeah,
being able to see how the products work, and it's, I suppose, better in person that you can actually try it and see the difference.
that's
Is
right.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I say, I remember you trying to make me, I was trying to do a balance test with me and my husband. Oh my gosh, that was a fun afternoon. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
what would you say then is the biggest change that you've noticed in yourself since you started using those products?
Right. Well, before the products, I'd be in pain all the time. When I was felt like I hadn't slept, I was in pain every night as well. Very little energy. I used to be able to play tennis a little bit, maybe once a week, but that would knock me out completely. If I did something, I'd then have to go to bed for to recover. And since I've been wearing the products, I now got so much more energy. I don't have the same amount of pain at all. I actually played a very tough tennis match last night. Played for about nearly 3 hours. But
Jeez.
no, I've got up this morning, and I'm okay. So it's helped with the pain, the fibre, the fibro fog, so I can focus better. So as they brought on more products, I've tried more products, and combination of them is really, really helping me. So
Amazing.
I'm a new person, and sort of this has allowed me to sort of find myself again a bit more, I think. So I was in quite a dark place for 8 years before this. Lost my teaching job and sort of wasn't good.
Oh, bless you. So you kind of, it's quite empowering though, I suppose, because now you're managing your, not only are you managing your pain, but you've started up your own little business, and it's also helping other people that were in the same place that you were in. So it must be really empowering, kind of like, was it just absolutely, a fantastic message to kind of keep spreading. And there's a lot of businesses that pop up, isn't there? There's not a lot that I see that, genuinely like target people with that pain and what you do. It's very different than anything that I've ever seen before.
Originally the inventor and CEO Jay Dalloway, he was actually looking for a solution to help his mom with MS, and it'd been a lifelong quest. He's a very, very clever man, into encryption and all sorts of things, and he looked at research into neuromuscular stuff back in the 60s and found this stuff, but it hadn't been taken forward, and he sort of developed it. And initially he started off with an insole, and found that it was helping with balance and things, and then as he started spreading it through a few people, realized all the other things that it was helping with, and since then he's introduced lots of other things to help.
So it's essentially it's one small step on an insole from if you want to. I like picking out things like that, but little taglines and stuff. But it from one thing, and it's kind of led to so many different products and changing still as well. I remember we spoke the other day actually at our networking event, and you were talking about patches and things like that. We'll get into that in a bit, but lots of exciting new things kind of coming for the company as well. So I know that you've got a big group full of customer testimonials, because obviously there's so many people that it's helped and they kind of want to share their story. From that group, what would you say is the biggest, like, most amazing result that you've ever seen from someone using your products?
Oh gosh, there are so many. It's hard to choose one. There's a couple. One is a UK lady actually, who has a hereditary thing called ataxia, and basically she's in a wheelchair. She actually couldn't lift her head, all sorts of things. She couldn't feed herself, she was shaking, and since she's been wearing the products, she's now, well, she was getting married and she was actually able to stand and put the ring on. She's able to feed herself without spilling, and amazing things have happened with her. And there's so many stories of people who were in wheelchairs but are now able to walk better. Another one, there's lots of testimonies about this, but children with ADHD, autism, having a complete meltdown about doing the homework, won't do it at all, puts on the socks, calm as anything, getting through it. Quite incredible, the changes. But as I say, there are so many, the thousands of different ones.
So they do socks for children as well then?
The smallest size of socks is extra small, which probably would fit most children. But now they've got patches, so patches can go on children as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because for my daughter, she sometimes, those kind of meltdowns that you talk about, we have them quite frequently. And it would be really interesting to see if wearing the socks would help. I think her and patches, I think if she had a patch on her, she would be like, she would go, oh God, she would go to the end of the earth until it was off. Just see what she's like. I put a sticker on her and she's like, and then within about seconds it's off, and I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, oh God. She'll usually stick it to everything else, like my car or the wall or this and that and the other. But yeah, definitely I'll have to get a pair for her and give it a go, and then I can give you a testimonial if it helps to calm her breakdowns down. That would be really good, because we suspect something maybe like that with her, because she's very Bless her. But yeah, no, that's really good. It's
Yeah,
good to know. I didn't actually know that it, for children as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Because it's not just about pain. No, that's just one area. It's sort of it's helping. Well, basically, it helps anyone with a brain because it puts your brain back into homeostasis or balance and
mm,
allows the brain then to work on the areas of the body that the
yeah,
brain knows it needs most first, not always
yeah.
what you think you need.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Our brain controls everything. It
Yeah,
controls how we feel, even like pain. Like it does. I mean, without our brain, if you poked yourself or cut yourself, you wouldn't know that it's meant
no,
to hurt. It's
it's
your
got
brain sending the signals and
yeah,
things. So,
yeah. So there's an area of your brain that actually deals with pain,
mm,
and by putting on this product, it's balancing that area to allow
and I
unlocking that
guess
area
helps
to
with
allow it to work better.
like stress and anxiety as well, because your brain, obviously,
Yeah,
it's the stress hormones that your brain releases that
that's right. Yeah,
causes you to kind of go in the fluster
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. I mean, it's incredible. I always love talking about the technology with it because it is quite mind blowing.
It is. I mean,
How much.
it's crazy how a pattern,
Mm,
a coded pattern can do it. But it's no,
well, it
it's
is because I mean, we were talking about this at the networking meeting. We were talking about the fact, how it works, and I love the way you explained it. Like it's like a QR code for your brain, and obviously, it's like it scans it, and then it kind of opens up your brain to new potentials that maybe it was blocked with. And I mean, I never realized sometimes, but guess how powerful our skin can be. I suppose
mm,
it's our skin that has all
yeah,
those receptors and
yeah,
everything to tell our brain, something's touching you here. This is
yeah,
how you should feel about it. And it's crazy. Like, I
yeah,
suppose the pattern is that kind of, I suppose, in the same way like reflexology, certain parts of your body, pressure points and stuff can help. And what's it, acupuncture and things like
yeah,
that. It's it,
yeah,
there's so much around the skin and kind of different stimuluses and how it can
yeah.
actually help.
Yeah. Another
Crazy.
way of describing it is they were saying that they told someone to close their eyes and they put a pen in their hand and said, "What have I put in your hand?" And the person said, "A pen." How did you know that? Because you could
Mm,
feel it. So it's exactly the same. The brain knew that it was a
yeah,
pen because it could feel it. So
and it's
once
just
once
about,
the pattern is on you, the brain then remembers it.
yeah, it's like feeling it there and it's reading it like a little, or
Yeah,
like a braille, I suppose, like reading the message and being like,
yeah,
okay, get your
yeah,
get your shit together. Just get it all working.
yeah.
So obviously, if anybody did want to find out more about like the nitty gritty of like how the technology works, where would you direct them to find out that information?
Obviously, they come to me, but if they went to my website, it's a no, it's a Voxx Life website with my bit on it. There's quite a lot of information on there. If you go to YouTube, put in Voxx Life, you'll find lots of uh, information, testimonials, and yeah, there's a testimonial group on Facebook. I have my own group as well.
Yeah, okay. And that's where you'd find like all the balance testing and things to.
Yeah, yeah. There's lots of videos. So they're actually redoing the website at the moment, and it's going to be much easier to use, and it's going to link to different not well different areas of the body, so like sleep, um, cognitive decline, which also includes people who have got ADHD or autism helped. And we don't claim to treat, cure, diagnose anything. Um, all we can say is to people, give it a go.
And let's see if it
Um,
helps
if
manage
if
symptoms.
it helps, and there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So and that is with the patches as well now. So yeah, so there's it's helping people with all sorts of things that you never thought that it would help with, but no, and everybody's different because everyone's neurology is different. So some people will get the instant result. Other people, it might take 3 weeks or more sometimes. But the more you wear it, and if you can wear the products 24/7, you're going to get the benefit. And also, they've found that it's a cumulative. They've done brain mapping. I've actually had my brain mapped as well, with and without the technology on. They did it over 3 years. So they took brain maps before they were wearing the technology, and they wore it for 3 years, and every 8 months they were doing, and they could see the changes in the brain.
Oh, wow.
It's quite incredible.
That is, I mean, this is the, because I was lucky enough to get a sample sock to try, and I remember the first time I wore it, I was like, yeah, it's just a pair of socks, you know, I didn't think much of it. And I was doing a lot of craft fairs, so I thought, okay, I'll wear it at my craft because I've been getting quite sore. I was getting quite achy legs, achy feet. I've got hypermobility, so I tend to, my ankles roll in, it causes a lot of them pain going up. So I was like, yeah, I'll try them on, we'll see. And like the first time, I didn't notice a difference, and it was only actually after I think I'd wore them a few days. I was like, okay, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? And then I didn't wear them. And then I realised, oh, actually, my legs are in agony. But the days that I was wearing it, my legs weren't hurting me. And then it started to connect. And then I started like to test it out again. And I didn't wear them for a couple of days. And I was like, every time, because of standing up for so long, my legs were aching. And then the days that I put them on, I was like, oh my God, my legs are aching. This is, and it's knowing kind of.
Yeah, and quite often.
Thinking that difference.
You know, quite often people say, well, it's no different. And then you say to them, well, no, how's your sleep at the moment? Oh, I'm sleeping a lot better. Or, you know, all sorts of things.
Well, it is, I suppose people, like you say, people maybe try them for one thing and they go, oh, I don't think it's working for that. But then it, like you say, it can affect so many different things in a better way. It could be actually solving problems that you didn't even know you had.
Absolutely, yeah, because you know we don't really know exactly what's going on in the body, but our brain does. It's
so funny. It's funny how our brain works. I mean, they've got quite a lot of different. Because you've got the socks, there's the insoles and the patches. But what would you say was your absolute standout product, like the one that you tend to recommend the most to people?
I think I would recommend, what we recommend first is any product with the HTP, Human Performance Technology, which is the one that helps with the balance, the range of motion, energy, pain management, because that is the one that actually unlocks the brainstem to allow messages in and out. So, and then it will go to the other areas of the brain that need the most help. So socks, insoles, the Liberty patch, it's now called. It used to be the Harmony patch, but it's now called the Liberty patch. That's the first one to go to, and then you can add on things. I mean, the other things will work on their own, but to get the most benefit, that's the area to go to first.
Well, I suppose it's like, you know, if you go to the library and you want to get the books out, what you have to do is you've got to unlock the library first. And then once you've unlocked it, then you've got access to everything else. So I suppose.
So it's liken it to the janitor's keys. You know, caretaker's keys.
Your analogy is better than mine.
No, it's good. Yeah, so the master key unlocks everything. So the HTP is the one that unlocks everything. And then the other products specifically work on the different rooms, if you like. If you think of your brain, it's lots of different rooms.
Yeah. Oh, I love these analogies, I do. So I know from when we spoke before, the company's actually changed their prices recently. And obviously, for most, it's not going to surprise many people, because at the moment, that's what most businesses are doing, obviously, changing their prices going up. However, the prices didn't change. They did change, but not how I expected. They actually went down in price, didn't they? So tell me
Yeah.
why the company chose to do this.
Basically, Jay Dalloway is just an amazing person. He's got a mission to help 1 billion people, and he realised that in order to get the product on people, it needs to be affordable. Yes, okay, some people will still say it's expensive, but you have to remember it's the technology. It's not a pair of socks or insoles that you're buying. And he actually went over to his suppliers, people that produce it, and actually bought into some of the companies so that he was able to lower the prices. I mean, the patches have been reduced by a third.
Wow.
And the socks are, another £10 cheaper than they were. So,
which is amazing, like you say, in an environment at the moment with the cost of living crisis, everyone's like, oh well, you can't beat them, join them. Everyone's hiking up their prices, and actually it's quite refreshing to see a business that wants to see change and wants to help, so that they're actually making it accessible to everybody.
So I mean, the company is completely different to anything else I've seen. It has a family atmosphere. Yes, you're in teams, but quite often in network marketing, you find that they're not going to help you, but everybody helps everybody. Just whether they're in your team or not. It's just and Jay is still hands on. He still does regular calls with people, with training calls and things. So he's not just miles away, as it were.
Sitting on there with his good money. It's nice to, I think, companies that still have that, their hands in, it does make a big difference with the whole ethos of the company. So that's really nice to see and hear.
And he's trying to make it as affordable as possible. He's got a brand champion scheme where when you bought a product, you then have a referral link, and if you share that with somebody else and they buy, then the person who you share it with gets 25% off their first online order, and you, as the person who referred them, actually gets it's £25 credit to spend on products, and 25 would buy you
a pair of
socks.
Which I definitely took advantage of the last time.
Keep sharing.
Absolutely, sharing is caring. So obviously, if anyone was to come to you with like a specific I don't know, ailment or a pain or a problem, are you able to kind of direct them to a specific product then that will help a specific problem, or is it a case of try the HRT first and then not HRT, HTP? I've got HRT on the brain. You know what I mean?
HTT, yes. As I said before, we don't claim to treat, diagnose, or cure any particular thing. But I would direct them to probably HTP first, depending on what it was. If it's cognitive decline, so Alzheimer's, a friend of mine's dad has that. He wears a sleeve, which is the same as the flow patch now. That's helped him with it. So depending on what it is, would suggest something to try. But as I say, everyone's neurology is different. So but the HTP, if you can, is probably the best thing to go to first. But I mean, if it's sleep, then obviously we have a sleep patch.
Okay. You don't necessarily need the HPT.
No, you don't necessarily need the HTP to use the other products, but you will probably get a better result overall if you can. But yeah.
So
So yeah, we usually say HTP first.
You mentioned the sleeve then. So you wear the sleeve, don't you?
I do. I've not got it on at the moment. Yeah. So it's the same. It's a pattern.
Okay.
So it's a pattern that goes on your arm.
Okay.
They're actually discontinuing selling them on the Voxx Life.
Okay.
It's actually a separate company of Jay's called the Smarter. So it still are available, but we've actually got a promotion on at this moment for the stock, so I can buy them cheaper at the moment. But they've actually got a new the patches. So they've got one called Flow, which does the same as that, but is perhaps a bit more. Is it the efficacy? Is that the right word? The efficacy of it is better. Maybe works quicker. This takes about half an hour to kick in, as it were. I mean, so when I had my brain map done, I had it done without the technology on, then with socks on, and then with the sleeve, and the difference between the three is incredible.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, we've got sleeves as well, and they're, a lot of children have found that it's helped them. So those could cope with wearing the sleeve. It's reasonably tight. The sleeve is there. Those with patches. The patches are there. Yeah. I do have a small one in stock.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in trying out a sleeve. I think it's going to get less smelly than a sock sometimes, so I think I could probably get away with less washing.
Yeah, I mean that is specifically working on the cognitive areas, so 5 different cognitive areas of your brain.
Have it on whenever I'm working, so my brain's like
focused.
I need that. My lack of focus is terrible sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, as I said, there is a specific patch.
There's a patch for that. There's a patch for that. That's your new tagline, isn't it?
That's new. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're going to be known as the Super Patch Company. Yeah, I got a patch for that.
I like it. Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time, Angela. And before we sign off, I always ask every interviewee if they have a small business that they would like to give a shout out to. So do you have someone in mind?
I do. Clive Woodhouse in my area. He runs Passion for Wine, which is a wine tasting company.
Who doesn't like wine tasting?
It's just him, and incredibly knowledgeable. He's got diplomas and things in it, and he runs wine tastings, which could be, for a couple. It could be like a dinner party. He's done hen parties.
That was fun.
Yeah, he does charity events. He runs them at our church bar as well. And yeah, it's just great. You get the knowledge. It's done in a fun way. During the evening, his voice gets louder and louder.
Is he drinking a lot of the wine as well then?
No, he does it properly. He'll taste it, and he'll use the spittoon to get rid of it. So he does it properly.
Oh wow!
The rest of us are just.
I'm like, I think I like this one, but I'm not quite so sure.
But yeah, so I mean, it's a great little company, and he'll travel anywhere as well. So.
Oh wow, well, that's fabulous. We have to make sure when this goes live into the group, to tag his business so that he can see that you've given him a lovely shout out, and obviously let everyone else be able to find him easily as well. So that'd be really good.
I'll get the.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much, Angela. Obviously, your showcase, just to remind everyone that's watching, your showcase day will be on the 25th of October, and you'll be showing us everything that you do. So very excited for that. And yes, we will see you again soon, I'm sure. If not before your showcase, at least another one of our events in the future as well. So I'll take care for now.
Yes. Okay, thanks very much. Thanks.